Remove all negative, nasty, erroneous items. Remove these charge-offs, remove these collections, remove these hard inquiries, reaching the 700 credit score, reaching the 800 credit score, getting perfect credit, getting excellent credit, getting to where you want to be, getting the business credit, the travel world cards, the cashback cards. We got it here. Hit that subscribe tribe button. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for watching the replay. Thank you so much for being here on the live. We appreciate you. Typically, I go live on Saturdays, on the weekend. That's usually what we're doing. But we could do a few more lives during the week if you'd like. Jump on the subscribe tribe.com. Okay. Dates and times of when I go live. And I'm going to put my email address in here. As you know, I get to talk and I get to answering the questions. I get to doing my talks and lectures and spiels. And sometimes I might miss some questions over here, so I apologize. Please feel free to email me. I was up early doing the emails. That's right. Even on the weekend, even on the Saturday, even on the quote unquote normal days off. Ain't no days off when it comes to credit repair. Credit repair starts now. It's 24/7 every day, all the time. 400 days a year. Okay. So this is what we do all the time. All right. Rick Phillip, thanks for showing up. Thank you for showing up. Appreciate it. All the collections off. Thank you so much. This individual, hey, Ashmur Corpru. Sorry if I pronounced your name incorrectly. This individual says all the collections are off of his. I think it's hard to say. This person's reports. All the collections are off. All these negative, erroneous items coming off for this individual. Yeah, let us know. Let the tribe know, how that worked out for you. What are you doing now? Are you building your credit? You got a good credit score. You need some advice on what, trade lines you want to get next. Let us know. All right. How can I get, Tony M says, how can I get in the 700s? I'm in the mid 600s. Excellent. That's what we're talking about right now. What's on your credit, Tony? Let me know. Something's holding you back. You got any collection? You got any charges? Got anything you need to dispute? Get that out of there. If not, you want to build more credit and get bigger lines of credit with credit line increases, and assuming that they don't, do a hard inquiry on those credit line increases, which is great. So then you got more utilization, and make sure you have at least 3 revolving accounts that you're using. I'm telling you, people have come here on the live chat, has reconfirmed with me. And I myself do this. If I use 3 revolving accounts, 3 credit cards, and I'm able to use them every month and pay them off every month, my credit score is in the 800s. If I don't, if I only use 2, it's wild, but yes, it will drop below 800. So what do? I put subscriptions that I might utilize. I know some people out there probably using Netflix or Spotify, or maybe they've got a gym membership. I know gyms are coming back online, right? People are doing gyms and yogas and stuff. So there's probably something you're paying monthly. Because now every day, everybody wants to get you in a monthly subscription. So got one card to take care of the monthly stuff, and then that way I can see where the monthly stuff is going, right? That way you can see. You're like, oh, I didn't know I had this subscription. I'm going to go ahead and get this one going or get that one going. Then you got your regular day-to-day stuff, groceries, gas, utilities, that kind of stuff. And you can just split them through 2 different cards. Hey, this time I'm going to use this card. This time I'm going to use that card. At the end of the month, pay it off. Bam. Now you're boosting up. Tony, say, come on now. You got 3 collections. You got to dispute these negative, nasty, erroneous items, all right? If you're using 3 revolving cards, great. If you got issues with these collections, all right, you're sending your collection validation letters, your demand letter. We got demand letters, Tony. We've got the verification letters. We've got the CFPB complaints, AG complaints, BBB complaints. We've got a list of violations that can be utilized. So get at me. Feel free here right now. This is what we're here for. Also, again, I'm putting my email address in here. Individuals probably saying, hey, man, you get to talking. You get to rolling. You missed my question. I don't mean to. I try to answer as many questions as I can, but sometimes I don't see them. I'm putting my email here. Please email me. I'm on the emails, doing the emails, okay? Me and the team. I was up early doing the emails. David E., good to see you. It's good to see Dave. Long time member of the tribe. Brandon, always a pleasure too. And remember, out there, we're going through these times, these unprecedented times. I feel like we're getting to the light at the end of the tunnel. We've got some positive movement. Stay positive, keep a positive mindset, really. even for myself, sometimes I got to remind myself, keep a positive mindset. We're going to get through this. My credit's going to get better. I'm going to get to the other side of this. These negative items are coming off. I'm in the 600s. I'm going to get to the 700s. Everything's going to be all right. I'm going to get through these times. We're going to get to the other side. Everything's going to open up. And then I'm going to be able to strike. I'm going to be able to get that house, that car. Some of you are doing it right now. I'm getting emails of people, individuals buying their homes, buying their dream cars, buying the things that they want with the right terms, with the right loans, with the right credit. Okay. And now another thing is, obviously, it's not financial advice, but individuals have said, hey, look, out there, you've probably seen people say, hey, why use credit? Why get a loan for this? Why get a loan for that? Well, look, the way things are heading, the way things are going is if you have capital, cash, and you can invest that cash, but your credit is so good that you have an 800 score or 700 score and your interest rate is low, but you can invest your capital, your cash, and getting more back on your rate of return, right? Maybe you're investing in something, you're getting 5%, 10%, 15%, whatever it might be for you, and your loan's only 2-3%. This is how people do it. This is how the wealthy do it. This is why people don't necessarily utilize their cash for everything. Oh, I'll just buy that, that new car with cash. Well, you could utilize a loan. And again, that's not financial advice. See what works for you and whatnot. But if you get a loan and you got that nice credit score and you can invest your capital somewhere else, even starting your own business that can start paying you money, now we're talking. And this is how you build wealth. This is how you build generational wealth. This is how you can get, assets like homes and stuff like that because of your name, because of your credit, because you've squared things away, because you have rights and you can get to the other side. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. All right. All right, got 4 missed payments. How do I update that to positive? Okay, so I've done it. I've seen it. I've had it. I had a couple accounts actually where I had late payments. I was like, man, when I first started, I was like, man, I don't know. Is this going to work? And at first they pushed back. They were like, well, no, we don't do that. We're not going to do goodwill. And I disputed with the bureaus, the 609 dispute letters. I sent some late payment dispute letters. Well, I sent goodwill letters. I did it all at the same time too. Yes, you can do it all at the same time. Yes. Some people say, well, if I send goodwill and I'm disputing late, they still have to show proof that you paid late or whatever, right? They still have to be able to substantiate it. Even if you say, hey, sorry about this. Can we just get this adjusted? Right? They still have to be able to provide that. People get worried. Oh, am I giving verification? No. They have to provide that verification. So I've sent goodwill letters. I sent it all. Boom, 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 boom. Yes, people have come back here and said, yes, I've got my late payments updated to positive. Yes, it is possible. My partners have done it. I've seen it for customers and clients. We've done it. We've helped. Okay. So stay on it because it's worth it. Because if you've only got 4 missed late payments, potentially, allegedly, 4 missed payments, and you get those deposits, that's going to be huge. You're going to be able to keep a lot of positive history. And it made a big difference for me. I saw that. So that was part of the kind of the last thing that I was doing because at the time, I'm starting out. I'm disputing these negative, nasty, erroneous items. I'm looking at these late payments like, I need a strategy. And I start learning and by doing and disputing and figuring these things out. And so towards the end there, I noticed, hey, I got these other negative items off. Once I get these late payments off, my score should go up. Boom. That is what took me up into the 800s. Keeping that good on-time payment history and disputing these late payments after getting the 15 negative accounts off. I was right there at the cut, right at the high 700s. Boom. That stuff went to positive, bam, up in the 800s. And that made a huge difference when I was able to get the travel cards and the business credit and all that, because I had a lot of room to run. So a lot of times people are thinking, hey, I'm in the 700s. I'm good. I agree. You're good. But if you need to get a lot of different cards, right, and you have a credit score that's in the 800s, boom, now all of a sudden you got a lot of room to run and you might only come back down to, 770, 760, right? And you still got a really solid score. Well, where you're at 720, and now all of a sudden you're doing all this credit, now you're down in the 600s again. Still good credit, still solid, but let's get you to the best place that you can be, right? Let's do the absolute best that we can get you. And now you're getting better terms, better loans. And so people will say, hey, I got all these account holding inquiries. Non-account holding inquiries you can dispute. That's cool. But if you get these account holding inquiries, you start, man, maybe they don't want to apply. Maybe they're not going to let me get my business credit. I got all these travel cards because I got travel cards, but I was still able to get business funding and business credit. How? You just talk to the underwriter or the reconsideration line or to someone prior and explain to them why and what's going on. And oftentimes they say, oh, okay, we understand. They just want to make sure you're not, typically they want to make sure, and everybody's different, right? Every bank and lender's different. They want to make sure that you're a real person. You're not just trying to run through credit or something like that. So yes, well, I had these travel cards. I don't like the bonuses, and I was traveling, and now I'm getting business credit, and now I'm doing this. I'm responsible. It's much different, and they understand. Okay. Nikki Brown. Nikki Brown. Miss Brown. Okay, I'm going to read this. Perhaps this individual, didn't see the videos or didn't know or whatnot, but she had 3 items in collection. She just settled with them. Okay, I paid the collections. Okay. Looking at you, Jerome, all right? Don't be paying them collectors, okay? You can dispute these negative, nasty, erroneous collections, including, settled collections as well. So if you have settled collections, you didn't see the videos, or perhaps you needed to go a different route or whatever, who knows why, right? You could mortgage or whatever, and you didn't go this route yet. You can still go this route. You can dispute collections. You can dispute settled collections, stuff that are paid. Now, this individual, Nikki, says, will this increase my score? By paying your collections and having them closed, typically doesn't affect your credit score too much. Disputing the collections, getting the collections out of there, these unverified collections out of there, that can improve your score. So simply settling and paying, not so much. But if they come off because you dispute and they can't verify these negative, nasty, erroneous items, then yes, that could improve your score, and you still can. So a lot of times people will get confused by the collector. Say, oh yeah, we'll close it out, and don't worry, and it'll be closed, and it'll be settled, it'll be closed on your account, you'll be fine. And they think their credit score is going to go up, and nothing really changes. Okay. It's this thing where they don't want to tell you because they're hoping, they're not saying, right? They're not saying your score is going to go up, your score is going to go down. They're hoping you will assume something and you'll think your score will go up, right? Because they probably didn't tell you. They didn't say, hey, as soon as you pay this, we're going to take it off your credit reports and your score is going to go up 100 points. And they didn't say all that, right? Because they don't want to. They don't want to take that life. They don't want to believe in that. They don't want to deal with that. Say, pay us, and then they just go away, right? They ghost, right? After you settle and pay, they're not helping you out. They're not talking this stuff. Nikki Brown says, really? Oh my God, thank you so much. You're welcome. You're going to dispute these collections, get them out of there, and move on with your life, right? But it's okay if you paid, and you can still repair your credit. It's okay. All right. I know I'm getting some questions now, and I'm getting going, and I just put my emails here as well. So feel free to email me if I miss anything, but let's see. Got the package. I want some help to trying to get a jump on this credit repair, General Truth. I'm going to ask you questions here, or you can email me. Feel free. But thank you for the purchase. I appreciate it. Yeah. Leroy Honeycutt. This is my man. His team has helped. A couple of years ago, we helped Leroy out, kept my score in the 755, 755 for the last year. Leroy Honeycutt, thank you for coming back. My main man. So a couple of years ago, we helped Leroy out, and Leroy's been able to maintain his credit score up around 755 for the last year. I appreciate you, sir, for coming back and letting the tribe know. Please hit that thumbs up if you're watching, or if you're watching the replay. I appreciate you. And hit that subscribe button and that bell for notifications. You want to be here. You want to be like the Leroy Honeycutts. You want to be like the individuals who are getting in the 700s, the 800s. These individuals are changing their lives. They're changing their lives for the better, their families' lives. It's massive, the shift. It really is, okay? It really is. I'm trying to see here. This individual said again. That's great. Okay. So is it possible to get a trade line that will give me a higher limit on a card to start off with credit card? So I think there's a couple of things to unpack in that. So one, could you get a higher limit credit card to start off with? It's possible, but it might come in the form of more of a AU, right? So can I get a trade line with a higher limit? So friends, family, AU, and you could start off that way, right? Now you have this big trade line, and then when you apply for a credit card, they'll see a higher limit, and they're more than willing to say, oh, okay, well, this person can manage, maybe. The other thing is, Cap 1 tends to be more lenient with starter cards and things like that. They might start you out with a little bit more, sometimes B of A. So there's a couple of different ways there, right? Without getting the AU, you might want to look at some of those other places. There's other places that are not as, you know, they're not going to give as much. Barclay may not give quite as much. You might take a look. And then the Chases tend to be a bit more, Chase tends to be a bit more lenient. They tend to, if you can qualify for one of their cards, they tend to be robust with the lines of credit. Now, this is a decent question. Hey, can I get a higher limit? Why would you worry about that? Obviously, you're not going to use all that, right? You're not going to want to charge it up and get all maxed out. You're just coming back and building because you're just dealing with that. Many people say, hey, I'm not interested in doing that. Why such a high limit? Well, having a nice big limit looks better. And you can use a little bit of it. If you got a $200 credit card, right, you're going to use several bucks on that, right? $20, $50, $100 at the most, right? Because $100 is what? 50% utilization. So you can use $20, $30. But if you got a line of credit that's $5K, $10K, well, you can use a little bit of it month to month, right? You can pay the gas, the bills, the utilities, the whatever it is that you have, the groceries, the food, you want to get some tickets for something coming up because I know stuff is opening up, right? You can use a little bit of it and pay it off every month. If you got these smaller limits, you can't really do a ton with it. Now, it's not bad because starting out with that is okay. Maybe buy one thing a month, and then you pay it off, or one thing a week and pay it off. So it's okay, but it becomes more tedious, more taxing. So when he says, hey, can I get a longer, bigger credit limit? Yeah, it's not a bad idea. It's good. All right. And it helps build credit long-term. Okay. What if the car dealership pulls my credit without my consent? So yeah, they're sneaky like that. Okay. So I've gone to car dealerships. This is why I think I don't like to buy new cars. I don't think I've ever purchased a new car from a dealer, not personally, but, and also, depreciating asset and that kind of stuff, but whatever. It's about getting the car in the terms that you want. If you're getting a loan, that's what it's about. But they're tricky. I go in the car dealership and say, don't run my credit. Oh, no, we won't. Oh, no. They try all sorts of different ways and will scheme and plot and tell you things and not tell you things and omit things. So one of the ways that they do this is you'll be good. You'll be like, hey, don't run my credit. I'll get my own financing or whatever, right? And you'll maybe test drive the car and you're like, okay, cool. I knew what it was when I knew what this car was like, right? Because you probably have seen it before. You've done all the research. You've driven it before, potentially a couple of different times. Maybe you even rented it. Who knows, right? So you know what's up. So you're ready to purchase this vehicle and you got your own financing and you're good to go. And you say, hey, I don't need all this. And they'll do tricky things. They'll say something like, oh, well, you can drive this car off today. Why don't you just drive this car off? And, why don't you go get the cashier's check or whatever from your bank? You can take the car. You can keep it overnight. You can come back to us as long as you come back in a couple of days, whatever it is, 2-3 days, whatever their stipulation is. We won't finance the vehicle. But what they might do is they might actually run your credit for that period of time to make sure that they can give you this. Because if you drive off the lot, they got to have some security that they can put you into financing. So what they're hoping is that they'll run your credit a bunch, get you ready to finance, and that you'll come back and say, oh, well, I love the car. And, my financing, they're kind of hoping that your financing doesn't work out. And so you come back and you say, well, it didn't work out. I love the car. I want to keep it. And, what can we do? And so, oh, well, we're ready to go. We work with all the credit unions. They'll tell you all that stuff. We work with all the credit unions. We can get you a better deal. They typically cannot get you a better deal because they're trying to mark up the loan. So don't take that car until you have basically paid for it if you don't want to get your credit run a bunch. So they'll do all sorts of things like that. And they'll do this without necessarily getting written consent, like Ronnie's saying here. They're like, oh, well, you said it was okay or whatever. they've got to be able to show that you signed off on written consent, permissible purpose under Section 604 of the Fair Credit Reporting Act. Okay. So if they don't have that, they have to prove that. And so the bureaus, and you can send your letters. You can complain. Attorney General in your area, CFPB. You can dispute. You can dispute this stuff. Get it off of there. And you can even talk to them. I remember talking to them. And I said, if you run my credit, I will be back. And you will not be pleased with, I told them basically what would happen and what I know and all this stuff, right? So you could always reach out to them too. Hey man, you didn't have my consent. You need to fix this right now. And a lot of times they'll try to BS you because they don't want to do the work. They can get it done, but they don't want to do the work. Oh, well, we can, and I don't want to do this. Like you're gonna, because if not, you're gonna have problems with, and of course not legal advice, but the courts are open to you, right? It's possible. So dispute it first, get it out of there. Chances are that's more than possible, especially since they're non-account holding inquiries that they don't have your consent for, okay? Glass arm. All right. So if you freeze, she asks, if you freeze the LexisNexis, will the bureaus not be able to, quote unquote, see or verify bad items? Well, it depends on what's on there, right? So LexisNexis doesn't necessarily hold all your charge-offs and collections and everything. Okay. It holds some public records like bankruptcy, right? Maybe eviction, maybe a few other things, addresses, that kind of stuff. So that could potentially help if you freeze it. But if you've got stuff in there as well, you can dispute with them as well. They're Fair Credit Reporting Act compliant bureau as well. Or Fair Credit Reporting Act compliant institution. They try to not to say they're a bureau, whatever, right? So you can dispute with them. Don't let them easy off the hook. Oh, I've frozen it, I've suppressed it. That's enough for the bureaus. But you want that stuff out of LexisNexis too. And you'd say, well, why? Well, the bureaus aren't necessarily responding anymore to potentially, right? The bureaus, you got the stuff off the bureaus and they're separate. But LexisNexis holds things that people look at, that insurance companies look at, that potential apartment complexes look at, or a mortgage company look at, or whomever might look at. And they say, oh, well, we didn't see this on the reports, the bureaus. We didn't see it on LexisNexis. So you definitely want to clean that up as well if you've got negative, awful things on there as well, negative, unverified things on there as well, okay? Rick Phillips, Experian is BSing you, all right? They're claiming they don't want to do any more disputes. We have a demand letter to dispute. You can complain to the CFPB. They have to do a reasonable investigation. They can't simply parrot what the collectors are saying or the creditors are saying. They've got to do an investigation, and they have to keep reinvestigating under Section 611. They have to keep doing this. It's your right, right? So they say, oh, is it verified? How? What are they providing you? Do they have any signed documentation? Do they have anything doing that? It's silly. They're saying the same thing. You send in different letters. They keep sending the same thing back. Quote unquote verified. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all you have to do. All they have to do is send the letters. They don't even. What's wild is they don't even send you an investigation report. They don't even say who does this or how they do it or why or when or nothing. Do they? Oh, we looked into it. Yeah, it's verified. Nothing. They send nothing. Okay. And then they hope that you stop. They hope that you don't complain anymore. They hope that you don't keep going. And oops, sorry, popped up there a bunch of stuff. Okay, it just pops up all at once. Sorry. They're hoping that you don't know and you will leave them alone, right? And that you won't take it any further. Medical collections. All right. I've had 2 negative medical collection accounts removed. All right. Okay. So, lawn and landscape. What you may want to do is now that you have these negative items out of the way, make sure you're building good credit. Okay. Make sure you're getting these good solid lines of credit on there, building your credit, things what we've discussed here before, Self.Inc, Open Sky, Credit Builder, and Chime is a new one, Capital One, Platinums and starter cards and no annual fee cards, and start building. Now the negative items out of your way, your score can heal and you can boost it relatively quickly. The idea here is that sometimes these medical collections or any of these collections or these accounts might have had some history on them. So you're kind of rebuilding your history and getting over to the positive side of things. You don't want these negative items on there holding it down, okay? So Nikki was saying, okay, cool. Can I dispute even though I paid the settlement? Yes. That is a little bit older question there. Sorry. I got to go into talking about that, but I just wanted to make sure, just in case you didn't know, you can definitely dispute. If anyone is out there like that, you can definitely dispute. You can dispute unverified negative accounts, right? Unverified negative closed accounts, unverified negative open accounts, unverified negative charge-offs, unverified negative collections, repossessions, evictions, whatever it might be, right? Even hard inquiries. RJ, okay, you're in the mid 600s, almost 670. What am I doing to get in the 700s, right? Are you using 3 revolving credit cards? Are you keeping your credit utilization under 30%, under 10%, under 7%? Are you slowly building more credit history, more available credit, and using less? Yeah, so this one negative account is almost 7 years old. You need to get this out of here, right? The statute of limitation on reporting are 7 years. Not only could it be an early exclusion, unverified account collection, are they keeping stuff that long, over 7 years? No, they don't have this information. They don't have this documentation. So dispute it, get it out of there, and keep building. And of course, feel free to email me. I've got plenty of videos here on how you can build to get to the 800 credit score. Elisa Davis, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I clicked your super chat here. I don't see a question here. I will look into the chat, the live chat, and see if I see a question. If not, thank you very much for the super chat. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Okay, cool. And if you have any questions, please feel free to put it here, or you can email me. I don't see one. But, and another thing is individuals can email me. Sometimes people don't want to necessarily discuss, what they're going through or whatnot. Feel free. You can email me as well, okay? I have 2 companies reporting the same thing. How are they able to do that? Well, they're really not able to do that, right? It can't be the exact same thing. So if it's a charge-off, typically it can't exactly be the exact same thing. Sometimes you see student loans with different disbursement dates, so it's very similar and they break it up. And so sometimes you see that. But typically, if you've got a charge-off and you've got a collection on there, it's not usually the exact same thing. In fact, it's not supposed to be. The charge-off, if the balance is with the collector, then the charge-off can't have a balance, right? So it can't exactly always be the exact same thing. And if it is the same thing, duplicate reporting, that could be a potential violation. So you can utilize that to leverage to remove it. You could dispute unverified account, unverified duplicate account. So if it's one collection, that partial account number, unverified account, the other collection, or whatever it may be, charge-off or creditor, if it's the same account, whatever. So the same thing. That partial account number, duplicate account, okay? You can do that. You definitely can do that, all right? Remember, 609creditrepair.com, or we can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com, all right? How do I get a copy of LexisNexis? Okay, yes, LexisNexis. Let me bring this up for individuals. LexisNexis can here. So you can go to their website and they provide, and I put it here in the chat as well. They can provide you a free report every 12 months, okay? Ms. Hold on, did I miss something? Yeah, okay. So individuals here are saying, hey, look, I paid down my cards, but I left a little balance on there. Should this raise my score? It potentially could. It just depends on what else is on your credit, right? So I've always asked people, hey, what else is on your credit? Because sometimes you'll focus on one thing and then you forget, hey, I've got this other thing on there that actually might be bringing my score down more, and let's focus on that. If you've got a bunch of hard inquiries, you got something else going on, or maybe you have a collection going on, will this impact your score as much? It may or may not. Hey, individuals use all the strategies in build, and sometimes, occasionally, right, if you've got a bunch of other things in the way, it may not come up as much. But in theory, that should help your score because you're bringing your utilization down a little bit. You're keeping a little balance on there as well, so it's not like it's all gone away either. They see some utilization and you're boom, 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 you're keeping it down, that 1%, that 2%, that. So yeah, your score should come up, but you never know how these bureaus play, and they try to weigh certain things down. Maybe all of a sudden they say, oh, well, we see this other hard, But typically, yeah, you should be good with that. You should be good. Yep, so it moves. Sorry, guys, this moves a lot. What do you think about Experian Credit Boost? All right, well, I believe that you would have to give the bureaus a lot of your information for that. I think some people here might enjoy it, some people not, but I am cautious about giving the bureaus any more information. You can do this without necessarily utilize them. You can get your rent information on there. You can dispute these negative items, get them off there, build good credit. People were able to repair and rebuild their credit without these bureaus doing it. I think they're trying to kind of get in the game. It's kind of interesting, right? Like they're holding your score down. Let's just think about this, right? You asked the question about this company's boost. They're holding your score down. Now they're like, well, sign up for our service and give us more information or whatever, right? Even if it's free, they've got to monetize it somewhere, right? Give us more of your information. Let's see more. Let's do that. And then we'll help your score out, right? I don't know. What do you think about that situation? What do you think about that arrangement? Seems a little maybe odd, right? I don't know. But, if it works for you, then so be it. And, it may be helpful. But I think repairing your credit long-term, building good credit, that's going to be a bit stronger, okay? You have helped me so much. Thank you. Amina Chennai. I hope I pronounced that right. Sorry about that. You have helped me so much, and I'm almost ready to buy my house. Thank you. Fantastic. All right. I really appreciate you coming in and letting us know. And here we go. Dee's text again. Hey, thank you. The Awesome Life Group. I'm a client, and I've seen so many changes on my reports. I appreciate you coming here on the live, letting us know. All right. 609creditrepair.com. We can do the work at the awesomelifegroup.com for you. I'm telling you, individuals getting to the other side. Okay. I appreciate you coming on here, letting us know on a Saturday, on your weekend, that people can get the help that they're looking for. They can get to the other side. Okay. Davey is saying, hey, look, you don't need that boost first. Make sure all your negative or incorrect information is taken care of out of there, Experian, okay? That's right. That's right. This is fantastic. People getting the other side. This woman saying, hey, look, about ready to buy my home. Listen, we'll say, hey, Awesome Life Group, I'm a client. I've seen so many great changes from my reports. you could be next. All right. I really appreciate you. I want you to enjoy your weekend. Know that I'm here to help you get to the other side. We're almost through this. Keep a positive mental attitude. We're going to get through this. We're going to help you get to the other side. 609creditrepair.com, theawesomelifegroup.com. We can do the work for you at theawesomelifegroup.com. Please give the video a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and until I see you in person, I will see you on the other side. Take care.